Uh, Okay, so we've all taken a course called Managing Social Networks. So, as a part of that, we were asked to conduct a small assignment to understand how networking has helped people in their careers in the long run, like business careers, kind. So, we thought that if we could talk to you about this particular topic, we'll get an insight about how networking, is useful for an entrepreneur as such, because we've
Sure.
conducted a couple of interviews in the proper well-established firms, the ones that have been there for like decades. So we got their perspective, but an entrepreneur might have a different perspective. So we thought we'd reach out to you to understand how it has benefited you over the years and in your career as well. So that's the broad agenda of it, ma'am. So
Got it. I understood the broad agenda. I'll try to answer the question to the best of my ability.
Okay, okay, ma'am. So, let's start with how you started your networking career, ma'am. So, when did you start and how did you start it? And was it a conscious decision, like to, network with people, thinking that, okay, if I network right now, it will benefit me in the future? Was it like a conscious decision, or was it like everything just fell into place? How was
Okay. So how I think when I started my company, I think I was 23 years old, and then at that point of time, the importance of networking in your head is that you have to make contacts because the capital will flow in through contacts, or the ideas will also come in through contacts. Everything like you because you are just fresh out of the college. You know that you can execute on something, but whatever resources you want to garner in order to put that idea into action, you feel you don't have it, and it will be a network of people who will give you that resource. So I think straight out of college, networking is on your head that I have to meet as many people, make the right connection. It's over a period of time also, even today, I can say that your intellect is something else, your talent is something else. I mean, a stroke of luck also helps, but who you know is also very important. So that thought was very profound since the initial days of my starting of the career. And so me and my husband, we started this company together, and he's a chartered accountant, I am a computer science engineer. So we knew that we have to do something which has to combine accounting and technology. So that thought was clear. With that in mind, we started our networking, that who are those people who are into the similar domain like accounting and tech. So we were traveling to New Zealand, and I don't know if you're aware, there's a body called New Zealand Trade Business. Like every country might have such body. Australia Trade Association is something else. New Zealand Trade Association is, so every country has that body. So we connected with that body. They said that we understand that you are professionals and you want to connect to something similar, accounting plus tech. So he introduced us to a guy called Sunit Prakash, Sunit, Sunit, and he was an Indian guy based out of New Zealand, and we just connected. And he said that the amalgamation that you are looking for is on the cusp of expansion, and there is one guy who is doing it very well, and he named that guy that this is a company and he's a founder. I don't know how you connect to him, but he was telling that right now this person is on the cusp of expanding and blowing out, so if you connect with him it will be great. We randomly wrote a mail to him that, hey, we are coming to this place and we are on a honeymoon, and would you be interested to give us a short amount of time and just tell us about your journey so that we can learn from it, and we also have certain idea in which we can help you. He was very gracious. He replied, and then we went to New Zealand. We met him in his hometown, Hawke's Bay. And so that was one very important lead that would not have come if I did not I did not have this thing in mind, that I have to connect to a broader network. That made me reach out to one smaller node, and he pushed us in the direction of and that company was an accounting software. This guy was a founder of that company, and he gave us some brilliant ideas.
Okay.
We started working on those ideas. So this was my first memory that how who you know matters a lot. And every time you would walk into an office and tell people that I met him and he said this and that. So people will treat you in a different manner, because again, coming to the point that it is very important in the early days that who you know.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
think that first
Yes.
uh, thing that catapulted our career was networking.
Okay, okay. And over the years, how has your strategies changed? So when you started, you would have adopted a particular strategy, and over the years,
Yeah.
your network expanded. You might have adopted a different strategy to expand your network. What is like the difference between the early and the middle or later stages?
Yeah. So the earlier it was like very focused on, because you are less you have less resources. Like you can't be like, hey, somebody's in San Francisco, so I can go hang out in that hotel with a chance that he might or she might meet me there. So you can't spend that kind of money. So you're usually reaching them out on cold emails or WhatsApp or something like that, if you get their number. Later we realized that a face on I mean a personal meeting might help. So then we started attending conferences. So earlier it was just cold mails, cold calls and everything, but then we thought that putting a face to what you're saying matters a lot. So then we started visiting conferences. I used to find people, that where they are speaking, in which conferences they are speaking, and then I would try to go to those conferences and maybe hear their session and then drop a line that, oh, I heard that thing there, and also maybe that was my way of actually. Otherwise, if you're in one part of world and you say that I have read your book or something, it does not make that kind of impact. So later we changed the strategy to finding them. I'm literally stalking them, that which conferences these people go. And then once I tried to even be a speaker at the same conference, like as a panel discussion was on, and I said that because people see you in a different light if they are also a speaker and you are also a speaker. So then you think that, okay, on some page we can talk, there's some filter. So then later, when I garnered more resources, I started being a speaker on the same platform where those people are there. Then now what I do is that, I mean, it's a cliche thing that when you meet somebody, you just have to think what I can offer him
Mm.
or her. Because ultimately, like, you meet somebody and you're trying to suck out that, okay, give me that one contact, give me that one idea, give me that fund and all. But you have to be like in a position where you can offer something of value to that person. So that approach works.
Okay, okay, ma'am. And
Later it was just taking, no giving, any thought of that. I mean, like, you would not even think that what can I offer to this person.
okay,
But now luckily it has changed.
okay, okay. And between personal and professional networks, like what is your forte? Like, do you build personal networks or professional networks, and which do you think is more important?
I think, be it be personal or professional, you have to be actually interested in people. You can't fake it. I don't know, it's a do you know Zakir Khan? He's a stand-up comedian.
I'm not aware of it, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay. So it's a Hindi stand-up comedian, and
Okay.
he goes on to say one line that, अच्छा person बनने की acting नहीं कर सकते, आपको अच्छा person actually बनना ही पड़ता है. So the similar thing goes with the networking. You actually have to be genuinely interested in person, or
Okay.
you have to, like, you can't fake it that,
Mm.
hey, I'm not interested in what you do, please listen to what I'm going to say. So if you have that attitude, it does not work. So a personal or professional,
Mm.
you will meet a lot of people who would want to probably talk about themselves so much that they kind of forget that the other person is also breathing right there, and they're not interested in their story at all. So as much as you make the other person talk, he'll feel indebted to you. He's like, okay, अब मैंने इतनी अपनी कहानी सुना दी, अब कुछ मुझे ऑफर करना पड़ेगा, right? So that approach works for me. If you let people talk their story, at the end of the session they feel कि इसने मुझे इतनी देर सुना, now I have to offer something. So I use it in both personal and professional approaches.
Okay, ma'am.
I don't know if I answered your question
No, you
correctly.
did, you did. I'll just give the others a chance to ask a question if they have.
Okay.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. You are
Hello?
Mukti. You are Mukti, right?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. Hi. Actually, I wanted to ask, like, how do you maintain the relationships further? Like, once you meet them in the conference, you interact with them. But
Yeah.
how do you take the initiative to maintain that relationship further?
Okay. So that's a very good question, Mukti. See, when you meet somebody, the first thing that you need is attention, right? Because you will just get 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute of that person maximum, right? If you're actually meeting somebody higher up and you, let's say you meet them in a conference, so you have to do something, you have to reach out to him or her through attention method. Once they give you attention, you have to talk something of value to them. B, that's, another, I mean, I call it attention, value, and then relevance. Then, what we do is we just kind of, we get so excited. Oh, this person has given me his email or phone number. Let's just be in touch. And we just kind of, forward messages or find ways to be in touch. I used to do that mistake, and later I realized that, it kind of frizzled down your importance or value in front of them. So then I stopped doing that. I stopped, wishing them on Independence Day or anything of that sort and all. Anytime if I would have some good value proposition to them, only then you reach out to them. Don't bug them with, forwards or messages or hi, hello. All those niceties do not work. Everybody understand that, their time is precious, your time is precious. So whenever you have something which you're very sure that this proposal is going to be of importance to him or her, just reach out only then. Don't frizzle out your value before time. That's one third thing. And at the end, follow up, but without sounding clingy, if I don't know if that's the right way. Like, maybe if following up today, give that person a while and all. Maybe try another way that you bump into that person, and that reminds me, oh, I haven't replied to your answer. But don't be like constant follow up person. That's the strategy which has worked for me, to each his own. But that's my formula of keeping in touch.
One more question. Have one more question. So, you said like both the parties should be beneficial. Both the parties should benefit from each other. But
Yeah,
let's say someone is approaching you
yeah,
for funding or some help. So,
yeah.
how do you handle that? Because like they are not of any benefit to you for now. So, how do you handle those situations?
Um, I mean, first of all, I would be very bombastic if I would say that I don't, anybody, wherever he is, everybody is in need of good talent. Let's say I'm giving you an example that you guys probably reached out to me. While I am talking, I am also like, I mean, I can probably put it on my LinkedIn and say that, hey, a group of five very intelligent I am bunch, talk to me about something. So, first of all, if anybody is even wherever that person is, if you are talented enough, there is some value that he or she is interested in. So don't discount yourself. I mean, you are from IIM, but even from wherever you are, don't discount yourself. कुछ ना कुछ वैल्यू तो रहती है. Second, इमोशनल वैल्यू जो है ना, that is emotional and psychological value. Giving a person a chance to speak his story or something. Why do you think so many podcasts are working? What do you think, like, Beer Bicep Guy and Shah Rukh Khan have in common? Like, how will Shah Rukh Khan benefit from Beer Bicep Guy? Like, but everybody loves to tell a good story, and that's inherent in us. So even with that perspective, if you reach out that I don't know how I can help you, I just want to hear your story. That is also psychological value for the person. That's what I feel.
That's insightful. Yeah, that's over to Shriram.
Anyone else, any questions? Sneha, your. If not, I have a bunch of other questions, ma'am, so I'll go myself. Uh, so again, do you consider your network to be diverse, or is it just focused only? limited circle? Like, how diverse do you think your network is, and should we focus on a broader network or a deeper network? Select a few people and develop deep relations with them, or a shallow relationship with a broad spectrum of people. What do you think is more important these days?
I think in the initial days of your career, I would say that broader network because, as I told you, I was a tech student, but I ventured into accounting, then I ventured into management or something. So if I would have just stuck to, tech people, I think accounting would not have opened the doors for it. Then I went into products. So initially, you want to make your network broad, but now let's say I'm at a certain juncture where I think my business is settled. I know enough intellectually sparring partners and mentors with whom I can, use them as a sounding board, and probably they can mentor me at certain point. Now I feel that, let's say if I know somebody about whom I can write a book, that
Hmm.
depth if I have about someone, and that person is like, let's say, a politician or an actor or um, a big corporate, tycoon or something. So then that one deeper person, because that book can become my business card, that, oh, this girl, she knows Ambani so well or Adani so well. Then people, it creates a pull effect. So earlier be a broader person,
Okay.
and later try to earn one person so deeply that you can write a book on that person.
Okay. Okay. Ma'am. Okay.
That approach probably I would follow. I haven't earned that book person right now, but that's an agenda.
Okay, okay, great. So the next one is about like how relevant networking is in the present era, and considering the fact that a lot of technologies are coming in, like AI, like machine learning, everything. So the world might have like significant digital revolution, like unknown revolution kind. So how relevant would it be in the future as well, and how would technologies impact networking in the world in general and in your specific industry? Like, how do you think what will
Yeah.
change basically?
Yeah. So basically, the question is very relevant because anytime you're starting off your career or running a business, you're focusing on things that you feel are going to change rapidly. And I feel that networking would fall into the fall into the zone of the things which are not going to change any time in the future, like collaboration, communication. You're never going to be like, hi, hey, I stopped, now I've achieved so and so and I have so many machines helping me, I'll stop communicating now. That will never happen. Collaborating will, people will always find, imagine Microsoft collaborating with a very new gen person like Sam Walton. That, hey, I don't think Bill Gates at his juncture in 90s would have thought that I would need somebody, to put me on the forefront of something. So that kind of collaboration, he would not have thought. He was actually the king of his domain. But you can see the present right now. He needed Sam, right? At In order to be relevant of Google or Apple or something. So I think collaboration and communication, these two things are never going to change. So it's important that you build on as soon as possible.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. And I had a quick question on one of the answers that you shared earlier. You said that like people value their time, so you don't have to be constantly being like clingy kind. So let's
Yeah.
say you need some help. So unless you are in a proper consistent touch with the person, wouldn't it be a little awkward for you to like, hey, I need this help out of the blue, like randomly pinging someone asking for help? Wouldn't it be a bit awkward, or do you think that is the norm in networking?
Uh, that is not a norm, I would say. There are people who kind of like, but, maybe appear and send a nice gift and then forget about it. Stop expecting that he would respond to you. There are ways to remind that person that you exist.
Okay.
But that messaging and just probably wishing them randomly about some festivals or something, I find that, you're just getting yourself lost. You might have had a very good first meeting, but then you are making yourself getting lost in the bunch of messages. So find an interesting way to pop up in his memory. Maybe find another way that, let's say he's playing tennis somewhere and you pop up there and then you ask him to play a game or something of that sort. But I feel low value messages does not help in keeping in touch. That's what my thought is. And no matter you met a person 1 year ago, even if you meet that person once in a year,
Mm.
and then you offer something that, hey, I have this proposal, it might be relevant to you. He'll Most of these people are very intelligent people and they have great memory. They'll not forget you. If you offer something nice, they will not forget you.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. And do you have any specific role model in networking?
Um, Actually, this is a Supreme Court judge, and he is retired now. He's my father's friend, or like he's actually my grandfather's friend.
Okay.
But his memory is eclectic. Like, you just have to be from India, and then he'll find a connection. You'll just have to say your village. I don't know, where are you from?
I'm from
Uh,
Trichy, Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, so he had this knack that the moment you say Trichy and he'll ask you one follow-up question and he'll find some connection that, oh, your house is, that person is there. I know the governor of that place. I know whoever, whatever. And you will feel, oh, okay, somehow I'm related to you. Now tell me what to do. So, I've seen him doing it at least 100 times in life. No matter whatever place a person says, he would find one connection.
Okay.
So I think and having that kind of memory base that you remember so many names, so many faces, so many people, and connect them at the right time,
Hmm.
I think that's a gift.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay. And so what would be your specific advice for people starting young professionals who are starting their career or some of us have like 2, 3 years of work ex, so and not a lot of us are we were new to this whole networking concept. So we came into MBA thinking that we'll get a career shift or something like that. And after coming here only we got to know that networking is also an essential part of the life. So, what would be your specific advice or the specific strategies that we may have to adopt in the early years in the workforce? And some of us, considering the factors, some of us may be gregarious in nature, some of us might be a bit introvert in nature. So, what would be
Yeah,
the advice for the introvert people?
got it. It's a very good question. I'll give you one example. There's a guy, his name is Martinez, and he reached out to me on LinkedIn. Like, I'm a UI UX expert and I'm a chatbot expert and all of that. I kind of ignored the message because I thought, like, some person reaching out just to tell his expertise and all. His second message, Sriram, he went through my company's website, mmcconvert.com.
Hmm.
He created a chatbot,
Okay,
right?
okay,
A prototype, a very small thing. He sent me a link that my UI UX expertise is this. I've created a chatbot for your company, and it is just to showcase that what I'm interested in. Click on that, and you will see that how it works. It was a small stint, but I understood that. But he took that much of effort without expecting anything in return.
okay,
First message was ignorable. I ignored it. Second, I just could not ignore. I reached out to him. I said that you did a good job and let's connect. We had a call and then we gave him a project where he actually created a chatbot and it's actually live on one of our websites.
okay,
So, what I'm trying to say is that if you're an introvert, if you can build on something rather than talking and just send a link that this is what I've done a research and this is what I've done for you, have a look. That speaks a lot rather than giving a full profile that this is what I can do, what I can't do, and stuff like that.
okay.
That's my advice.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Uh, so I think that was fairly all the questions that we had to ask you. So we got to know about a lot about your perspective into networking as well. So thank you so much for sparing your time and spending it with us. It was wonderful
No,
interacting
thank you
with you,
so much.
ma'am.
No, no, thank you. It was my pleasure. It's Subhranshu, Mukti, and Sriram, right? Three
Ah,
of you.
yes, yes, ma'am. The others, I
Okay,
think they dropped out because of internet connection. I'm so sorry
no
about.
problem. No, no, no problem. Saurabh is my EA, and thank you, Saurabh, for helping us arrange the session. And thank you. Thank you for thinking of me, Sriram and team.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Have a good day.
You
Thanks a
too.
lot. Okay.